It's been something of a return to normality at London Fashion Week. The masks have mostly been off at the five-day event as international designers and fashion watchers return to the British capital for an in-person viewing of the latest looks.
Demand for luxury goods has soared after lockdowns, but there have also been calls for the industry to become more sustainable, both environmentally and ethically. Dana Thomas is the author of Fashionopolis, The Price of Fast Fashion and the Future of Clothes. Thanks very much indeed for being with us on the programme today. So this Fashion Week really marks a return to, by and large, in-person shows for the first time since the start of the pandemic. So how do you think it's changed what we want out of our clothes?
Well, it's interesting. I went to two shows today. One it was Roxanne, the other one Erdem. And what became clear is that the idea of comfort dressing is still very much in fashion, though very comfortable comfort dressing. Lots of puffy coats, lots of really big woolen ponchos and wraps, and a lot of sort of ample size things, for the COVID-10 that we all put on while being at home. So there are lots of oversized jackets, oversized soft suits, very 1980s, late 70s, early 80s, even zoot suit-like suits from the 1940s with big shoulders and big buttons, lots of exaggeration because we've gotten so used to comfort. The other thing I clocked really immediately at the shows this season already in London is the high heel shoe is gone, and that most of the women on the runways are wearing men's shoes, sort of traditional loafers or men's, lace-up shoes or combat boots, even with dresses and suits. So we're back to really sensible, comfortable shoe wear. I think the stiletto is only for those women who really have a lot of people looking after them.
Pleased to hear that comfortable shoes and clothes are back. Do you think we are seeing something of a more hopeful mood in fashion? There's the idea, isn't there, that as the economy grows, skirts start to get shorter. Do you think there's been a post-pandemic shift?
Well, there's certainly a lot of sparkle. And I always think that that's a good sign, right? That we're just feeling like we need to go out and sparkle and look at me, and that's sort of reflecting our mood as well. And I don't think, the idea of the hemline shifting with the stock markets is long gone, but definitely sparkle and color, a lot of fabulous color, pinks and greens and beading and sequins and rhinestones and crystals and sort of brightness, even if it's a oversized jacket dress, a coat dress, it's got a lot of shimmy and shine to it, which is, I think, very optimistic.
Sorry, we're losing the line a little here. I didn't mean to jump in. These lovely clothes, though, come at a bit of a price, though, don't they? We know that the fashion industry is still one of the biggest polluters globally. What's it doing to try and change that?
Well, a lot of brands are getting with the program, you could say, finally. They're a bit late to the game, but they are adjusting their practices to more sustainable, policies and sourcing. So, they're looking for biodegradable sequins for their dresses so that they're not throwing plastic into the water system or into the seas. They're looking for cleaner fabrics and cleaner dyes, going more towards organic cotton. We're definitely seeing a shift, and brands, if they're not talking about it, they're certainly doing it, and they will be talking about it soon.
How important are ethical concerns, though, for buyers? There's still a big concentration on cheap, fast fashion. Aren't people more bothered about getting the latest item at a price they can afford?
This is the problem. The Boohoo, Shein, Primark, Zara, H&M problem, where it's about volume as opposed to quality and quantity over quality. And, it's up to consumers to decide whether they're going to spend a bit more for something that's really valuable and worthy and makes them feel good more than for 30 seconds or one evening, and then it looks terrible or you spilled something on and it costs more to dry clean than it does to replace it. That, we're after 2 years of sitting at home thinking about life and big think ideas, right? Existential ideas. One hopes that we're going to invest in things that last and things that we cherish, not just, art and furniture, and cars, but also clothes.
Dana Thomas, great to talk to you today. Thanks very much for being on the programme.
Thank you. Anytime.